Okay guys, so I thought it would be fitting to come on camera and to do a little coupon talk video. A lot of issues have been going on in stores. A lot of you guys have been reaching out to me saying you're having struggles with couponing and you've been having some really bad situations where you're not happy with the deals or you're not happy with your cashiers, what to do. So this is a really easy video with 5 tips on how you can handle a really bad couponing trip. Okay, first of all, let me start by saying it happens to everyone. We all have a bad coupon experience that we can share with each other. Whether it's a somewhat rude cashier, or maybe you picked up the wrong item and you didn't get a certain particular deal that you were supposed to and you had a hard time exchanging it, or you called customer service and they just weren't understanding what you were saying. We've all been through it, and that is the family feeling of couponing, is that we can all share our experiences and understand what each of us have gone through. Particularly, I had one really bad experience. My worst couponing experience was at Walgreens, and this was probably about like 7 years ago, 6 or 7 years ago, and literally almost wanted to cry in the store. And I've never had anybody make me feel that way. Or feel bad for using coupons. So here are a couple of simple, easy 5 tips to get you through a bad situation. Okay, I think the first tip and the most important tip is to stay calm. Don't get super upset over a couponing issue. It is so not worth it. Think about all the things that are going on in life and take into heart that it's just not worth it. A lot of times we're faced with cashiers who may not be so nice to customers as well. There are a ton of wonderful cashiers out there, but we occasionally come in contact with one that simply, wants to give attitude, doesn't want to hear what we have to say, doesn't let us talk, talks over us. It does happen. But know that the right thing to do is to be the stronger person and to hold back from giving back any rude comments or any rudeness that really, as humans, we just don't need to do. And sometimes it's hard to do, I will admit. It takes a little time and a little practice. But understand that if you're working with a cashier that is being difficult or not being helpful or not understanding what is going on, you can definitely say, you know what, I don't think that you're understanding me and you're giving me a little bit of you can even say it, attitude, and I just feel that it would be best if I talk to a manager right now. Can I please talk to a manager? And just move on to the manager and explain to the manager that the communication between the cashier and yourself just wasn't flowing, and tell them exactly what happened in a professional manner, rather than the pointing fingers and yelling and she won't let me do this and she won't let me do that. Let the manager know, definitely. But understand that you can take it to a upper level who hopefully can help you out. And I have so many amazing cashiers at my store, both female, both male, young, old. And one thing that I've learned is to build a relationship with them, because I'm basically in there all the time, at least once a week. So I don't want to make a stink and have them be, the cashiers that are like, oh, she's here today, she's here, being the bad one on their list that they look out for because, of a situation that may have happened that definitely sticks in their head. Build a relationship with them, because you don't want to be known as that, customer who comes in and gives attitude and complains about coupons all the time, because you're going to need to see them unless you have other stores that you can go to. So I find that very important. And plus, too, building that relationship, they will, help you out with other things with couponing, and they get to know that you are a good couponer and that you're here doing the right thing. So they are more willing to help you as well in the future. One reason I say to be calm is, as humans, sometimes we think that a person may be having a bad day and being rude because they just don't like their job or they're not happy. That is not always the case. Think about it, guys. They may be going through a situation that we have no idea of what is going on. And unfortunately, they are acting in a way that they shouldn't. But again, being the stronger person and understanding that it is only a couponing deal or a coupon issue, it's just not worth it. So have the stronger heart to understand that maybe there's more going on in their life that you're just not aware of, and to kind of back off and just to ask to speak to a manager. Tip number 2 is to get ready to plead your case. So if you're 100% positive that you did everything right, you definitely need to show that manager or that cashier that this is the product that I purchased, this is what the coupon says, this is what the deal states, this is what is said in the ad. You're gonna need to plead your case so that you can prove that what you are doing is fine, so that they can go ahead and make the adjustments that are needed. So a couple of tips. What I like to do is, especially with sales items at CVS, sometimes items are mistagged. So they may put those little shelf tags on an item that is not included. It's human error. It happens all of the time. So what I like to do is, before I head to the checkout, is I take my items and I just scan them at the red box machine. So one item that I find that is always mistagged or different sizes are in wrong spots is toothpaste. Toothpaste can be a headache. I don't know how many times I've picked up the wrong toothpaste. The one on sale is 4.2, but the one that they have tagged is 6 ounces. Take it thinking that I'm doing the deal correct and never get my extra buck or pay too much out of pocket. So scanning it at the red box machine, it's gonna show, okay, it's on sale 2 for $6, rather than paying like $4.99 for a tube, and then you got 2 of them and you don't get your extra buck, and then you have to worry about that god-awful return, which right now that whole return policy at like a store at CVS can be a headache. So definitely scan your items at the red box machine and make sure that they are coming up for the sale prices. And another way to plead your case is to go up to the register with a sales ad. And being familiar with your sales ad is super helpful in situations like this, because you can say, oh, check out the sales ad. This is what it says. This is what it states. That's what I bought and it didn't work. When they see that you know what you're doing, they're definitely going to give you that more attention and saying, okay, he or she is on the ball, so I'm here to listen. And in my way, I feel like they're going to be more helpful in fixing the problem and finding a solution. Tip number 3 is, sometimes it's just best to walk away from the situation. If you have a Tide coupon and it shows the Tide that you're buying and they're not going to give you the deal, it's best to just say, especially after you've gone through some of these other tips, it's kind of best to just say, okay, I'm not going to further this anymore. Number 1, there's probably no one that you can talk to at the store. Generally, there's cashiers and there may be a manager on site at that store, and after that, that's it. So if you've gone through all of those levels, then you're left with, do I continue to plead my case and get nowhere, or do I just say, I'm gonna just sign off on this deal this week because there's always another deal? And you guys know that I am always telling you that there are always more deals. And even though when we know in our heart that the deal is fine, I think with the stores now, there's just so much confusion. My whole thing comes down to communication. It's like, if I don't communicate to my family or my children or my husband, they don't know what's going on. Things get all crazy in the house, and that's when issues start. And it's the same with CVS. If store to store, they're not following the same policies, procedures, or learning, the proper return process or how to accept coupons and blah, blah, blah. Different stores are doing different things, and we all know that, because some of you will say, oh, I couldn't use that coupon. How could you use it? It's because stores are acting different. So it's just sometimes walking away, and I do that a lot more now that I've couponed for so long. Walking away simply, it saves you that stress and anxiety of trying to win a battle that just maybe at the time it's best to just get up, walk away, and say, next time I'll get that deal. Okay, and tip number 4, so if you've gone through everything that you can in store, sometimes it's best to just give good old customer service a call. And every store like CVS, Walgreens, Target, they all have customer service numbers. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna provide a little cheat sheet in the description box below that you can go ahead and print out and, keep in your couponing binder. If you have a desk area that you use to like cut your coupons or to get your deals together, keep it visible, because when you have these situations, it's good to just have a go-to contact. You can put it in your address book, whatever you need to do. I guarantee you at one point in couponing, if you haven't already, you will be contacting customer service. That is for sure. I've had really great experiences overall. I've never had terrible customer service experiences, and I would say probably 90% of the time my issues have been solved and I've been very happy with their service. Now, a couple of tips within this tip is, number one, you need to make sure that you have your receipt when you call. So don't misplace it, because if you misplace it, it just makes it easier and smoother. Plus you have, visible information that you can share with the customer service. So when they're viewing it on their end and you are, it just makes the call a little bit easier. Tip number two, try and keep a hold of a sales ad for that week so that you can refer to that and say, oh, on page 5 of the sales ad, it shows that I should get an extra buck. I didn't get the extra buck. What did I do wrong? Or what do we need to do to fix this problem? So always being on top of your game is good. Now, when you're calling customer service, generally with CVS, you have to give it 48 hours. And the reason being so that the customer service rep can view the receipt on their end, so that they can actually see the transactions that you did and figure out what needs to be done. Other stores I've called like instantly, and one that I do have to give like a complete 5-star customer service rating is for Walgreens. I've had some issues, and Walgreens has always been super, super quick to hearing what I have to say and to accommodating and solving problems. So a thumbs up to Walgreens customer service. And definitely with customer service, a lot of people think that if they share their experience of what happens in the stores, that they're, trying to get someone fired or tattling on the cashier. And I don't think that's the case. When you have a really bad situation and there is a cashier, generally what I do, and I haven't had to call in customer service in years on a bad cashier or a super bad experience. But what I like to do is I like to just clearly state that I think that the cashier was having a really bad day. I thought that the way that they were responding to me was in a bit of a rude manner. I'm not sure if something had gone on, but I had to take it to, management level. It's not about tattling. Nobody wants to get anybody fired, but it's very important. I look at it as helping others, because if they continue to do that, they're eventually going to lead themselves to getting their own self in trouble. So in a way, I feel like it's kind of helping and telling, turning on the light to them, just saying, hey, maybe I need to just step back and let whatever is bothering me, put it aside and go to work. And we all know there's days when that is super, super hard to do. So again, with couponing, I think we need to have more of a human heart all around. Couponers, cashiers, customer service, we all need to work together with more kindness, because I think that's how we're going to get things accomplished and done. And finally, tip number 5 is stay positive with couponing. I have gotten so many comments now that people are giving up on CVS and they're done and they're going to use their extra bucks, and it makes me want to just go out and give you guys a hug and say, don't do that. You don't need to do that. Definitely there are ruts in couponing at any store that you go to, and taking the punches as they come is part of the game. It's part of the couponing games. There's highs, there's lows, there's ups, there's downs. So how we adjust to them is how we are going to be a better couponer. And just throwing in the towel and saying you're done with couponing because of a bad experience isn't worth it. It's not worth it. Think about the good the couponing is doing for yourself, for your family, for your future, saving you money, getting you expensive products that you would never, some facial care products I would never spend $25 on. We're getting for $1 or $2 or even $3, which is an amazing deal. So those are benefits for you, for me, and for our future that you definitely just don't want to say because of one experience, I'm done. So I hope this video wasn't too much talk on my behalf. I definitely think that it's a good way for us to communicate once in a while in these videos and talk through issues and things that are going on. One thing that I'm finding with a lot of couponers is they're struggling because maybe they're new and they're not familiar with policies and procedures. And I promise you, I look you in the camera and I promise you right now, I am working on videos to help you guys with that, to make your couponing easier and to help you to understand and to maximize your savings. So hang in there, click that subscribe button, join me, and anything that you want to see on my channel, you guys always know that I have an open ear for it and that I love to hear suggestions and comments. So hang on in there, guys. We are a big couponing family together. We can totally do this, and we will do this, and we will win at couponing. So thank you so much for watching today. Best of luck on all your trips, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.